It's DJ, the old criminal, still vibing. I'll keep selling work long as they still buying. No lying, still creep out with that iron. Cause I'm trying to live my life without dying. Don't got time for your beef, bitch, I'm tired. My shit all uncut, I'm supplying. Put my blood and sweat, ain't no crying. Yeah, y'all spit, but it ain't no fire. Bitch, I got flavor and I'm giving it raw. I gave them all a taste and they already wanted more. I'm on all cylinders, my pedal to the floor. When the engine rumbling, I shake them to the core. Word is born, I body anybody on their song, but that's only cause I'm sick with it, ain't me to do them wrong. Have them up for days cause the work is so strong. Thankful for this rap, I found a place that I belong, but as the world got colder, I got a bit older. Before I was 18, I was drafted as a soldier. Hopped off the porch, got a bag full of coca. Hit the block with it, made a stack and it was over. I'm trying to get a Maybach with a chauffeur. I probably get rich and stay strapped with a toaster. But I got bars I'ma travel the globe with. Get a bag big enough, I'm glad to come home with. I'ma grab my phone and kill a beat for the hell of it. My weed strong, you get high from the smell of it. Your shit ain't better, don't insult my intelligence. I'm fly like a pelican, high on my medicine.
Rhyme like a veteran, grimy degenerate. Sirens behind us, so hide all the evidence. Fuck swine, never trust a pig. If you don't like the way I speak, you can suck this dick. Hey, shimmy, shimmy, y'all, everything I spit is raw. I've been walking on balance from all these bitches on my balls. Get them off, everywhere I look I hate a popping off. They just mad cause we making noise a day and not what's up.
That's what's up.
I'm the illest in my city by a long shot. Name a motherfucker better, that's what I thought, dog. I ain't going for second, I want the top. Almost sold my soul to the devil outside the pawn shop. Woke up feeling like $1,000,000, ayy. All of my haters, they be silly as fuck. I keep on body bagging features, steady zipping it off. Send me the beat with a deposit and I'm ripping it off.
Fuck you mean?
This rap shit is how I eat. Don't you ever try to get in between or I'ma tweak, best believe. Do that shit, I take teeth, knock 'em out 1, 2 to the drum of the beat, capiche? Whoa, they be saying all kinds of shit. They wanna try and cancel me for the rhymes I spit. I freestyle this, well the vinyl spins. I am not a role model, I keep it grimy, bitch, it's smoke dirt. Not the same without the ever in the bringing it raw.
Ever.
Yeah, then we started doing some shows together, I think, and then...
So I guess your guys' like friendship and partnership was kind of growing throughout that COVID era, which was definitely a very exciting and interesting time to like start any artistic pursuit. I think a lot of the people currently operating in the Vancouver scene and all over the world were either like born or accelerated artistically in that time period. So like, what was that like?
It had its ups and downs for sure. You know, I think we were tight before COVID and shit came around, but I don't know. I was going somewhere. I had a thought that I lost.
I just think about like my experience in COVID. Like it was a lot of like me and like one friend, or me and like two friends, like locked in the studio for hours on end, just trying to like do something that we thought was cool for no reason other than we were all convinced the world was going to end. So we weren't trying to make music for people. We were just trying to play violins while the Titanic sank.
Yeah. Well, before COVID happened, I was actually throwing a lot of my own shows. So when I first started dropping music back in like 2012, 2013, and I've dealt with my drug addiction issues and shit, and I kind of went off the deep end for a while, and music got put on the back burner, and I kind of had like a 5-year hiatus, and then came back to music 2019 and started doing shit properly, and decided that, you know, fuck trying to get booked by a promoter, I'm just gonna go to the venue and talk to someone and throw my own show. So threw my own shows in Abbotsford, my first 2 shows, living out there, so I had a lot of the hometown support come out. It was just a small little bar that could hold like 80 people, but we had over 100 people show up every time, so I was like, okay, this is dope. Started doing that, and was really just focusing on the shows. I started from those ones, you know, expanding, doing shows in Chilliwack, Vancouver, Mission, and started booking guys like him and other people and such, and then COVID came, and obviously that kind of fucked things up, so I didn't let it deter me for too long. I think, what did I start doing? I started doing these online ciphers where I would get like 10 artists from all over Canada to hop in on a Zoom call and do these little online ciphers, and then we had a smart idea to say, hey, let's tour. Well, it's fucking peak COVID, so decided to put together our first tour, which was the West Coast Express tour. Brought out the homie District Apollo from Ontario. Me and him co-headlined that one together. Desean was on that with a handful of other artists. And I think we booked like 11 shows during COVID, and then half of them all got canceled because of the because of the restrictions and shit. But we did as many as we could, and it was the ones we did do were great. And I think ever since that, things have just been on a steady incline going up for us. What do you think?
Cannabis Day for me was sort of the beginning of everything. 2 years ago, and then after Cannabis Day, every show since Cannabis Day has been bigger than the last.
What exactly happened on Cannabis Day, and what led into that? Why did it happen?
And so what happened was we rapped at the Cannabis Day, and I was like, we should put on this little show.
That was at Thornton Park, or
that was at the beach.
Oh, Sunset Beach in Vancouver.
And so I was like, we should put on a decent show. So I asked him to get a hold of because they had a pre-existing relationship. They fucked, and then. Because she didn't want nobody to know, and then she started acting like a dick, so they fucked.
Probably cut that out.
She sucked Modic, and so it was us, it was Amy Chella, and we got Hazmat. Because my thoughts were,
I remember this.
My thoughts behind this was Amy will bring the crowd in because she has this, like, it's not a unique sound, but it's unique for the city. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, people will associate it with other girls from, bigger platforms that sound similar, and they'll stop and they'll listen because she sounds cute, she looks cute, and it works. And then Hazmat would come on, and then Hazmat would keep everybody excited, and then we would come on, and then we would just close out the show, and it would just be like a really solid little area of performance. And for that, I got D-Rec. And
Hell yeah.
Because me and D-Rec have a relationship too. We fucked. I'm just kidding. But we had a relationship from before because he's always been a huge supporter, and so from then, him, D-Rec, and Mark Goatley, shout out the two of them.
Fuck yeah.
They were hanging out, and Mark was like, "Oh, who do we need? We need someone for this tech show," and then D-Rec was like, "Well, what about DJ and Mo Dirt?" And that was
shit.
Right. So the Cannabis Day really set up everything, and Mark gave us the platform through D-Rec, who advocated for us, and then I mean, like, ever since then, it's just every single show has either been a bigger show or somebody that I respect more than the last. Like, the Dave East show was huge for me because Dave East is. Well,
yeah, that Tech Nine was really cool too. Where that one was in Coquitlam, right? That was at
Hard Rock
Casino, and that one was really.
When was
special
that? That slipped past me.
I think that was.
I would have gone to
2021 or 2022.
2 years ago.
Okay.
Because Dave East was a year ago, so it was the year before that.
So, yeah, I think around like October or something. But yeah, that one was dope because I don't know if you've ever been to the Hard Rock Casino there.
No, I haven't.
They've had tons of huge artists and comedians and stuff there, and in the downstairs they have all the walls tagged up and signed by all these really cool people. I think I got to tag my name on the wall, signed it beside Weird Al Yankovic.
Hell yeah!
And we got to witness Merc.
Yeah, Merc
putting his first signature
in the wall too
in the hallway.
Cool.
Like
nice.
He's among legends in that hallway now. That's a monumental moment.
Totally.
Yeah, it was pretty dope. Yeah, the Cannabis show gained a ton of new fans from that one. Tech Nine show gained a ton of new fans. I think every show we do, we gain a significant amount of new fans who continue to follow us.
We're performance of the night as long as Icon's not there.
Yeah.
Well, we're only powerful because of how many different people are involved in the community, right? It's
man,
a
don't get me
collective
started on Icon,
thing, right?
man. Like I got like a lot to say about Icon, man.
It's the sum of the parts. We fucked.
We all fucked. But like, it's like everybody, like it truly is just a group that comes together perfectly, like truly, and like on stage, the translation from like your camaraderie and friendship translates into the music so well.
Totally,
beautiful.
It's just dope. It's authentic, and yeah, it's a vibe.
It's the idea is like treating like freestyle rap like a team sport instead of you know what I mean, competition, right? So it's kind of interesting to look at that, and like I think about those like. You know, like my childhood, like watching hockey, Bertuzzi, Naslin, score, like that, like awesome team chemistry that you see, and they start to build up this momentum and friendship.
You guys have very good chemistry on on stage because nobody's fighting for the spotlight and shit. Where you see some groups and stuff.
Well, in some ways they are fighting for the spotlight, but in a very like respectful and pleasant way. Like it's like there's like a rapid fire round that'll that'll seem to happen. I've seen it happen half a dozen times now or whatever, and like whales will go and do the and then King Cass goes, oh yeah, okay, and then Truth's like, I got one too, and they're all just starting to go
for
like
the ciphers,
double time,
for the ciphers.
quadruple time, like let's fucking go, right?
Yeah,
Shout
no,
out
the
Noble,
ciphers and
too.
shit definitely get competitive. I was meaning more so for like the live shit when you guys when everyone's opening up and stuff. It's just everyone on stage. It all meshes
For sure, yeah. Yeah, it's great just to constantly be pushing each other and stuff, and like everyone. I mean, it's a small blip and a representation of the overall greater scene, though, is the thing too, right? Because really, it is just a snapshot of what's going on in Vancouver as a whole.
Yeah,
That is bullshit. You guys are the only people, like, 'cause Vancouver's not doing anything like what you guys are doing. Not even close. I don't care how you want to make it seem like you guys are like the guys keeping real hip hop alive. I know you have it in your inbox 1,000 times. I stand behind that. Nobody in the city is doing anything like you guys. Junk used to have a cipher. Shout out to Junk, 'cause we used to go to those ciphers too. And I don't want to sound like a hater, but like the Junk ciphers were dope, but you guys have a whole different thing. You know what I mean? Like,
Well, the
it's
thing
bringing
is,
it back to the grassroots. You know
It's
what I mean? Just
real,
the outdoor
real
shit,
hip-hop.
rain or shine, everybody's there having a good time, and it's dope to see.
when everybody just wants to show up instead of like there's always like so many like incentives, and it feels like there's this weird toxic environment in the Vancouver hip hop world where it's like you got to be selling vapes or you got to have like some reason to be there kind of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's whereas this is just, you know, like I'm not getting paid, no one's getting paid. Like the ciphers cost me probably 40 grand in the last couple of years. You know what I mean? And like same with, you know, it's like the same thing coming out of Soul's pocket and Truth, right?
Yeah.
Like all this stuff, and you know, and we just do it because we want to be there. Everybody comes because they want to be there. There's no, you know, there's the incentive of for sure you're gonna get like dope footage, and like if you come kill it on our mic, for sure there's gonna be a kick-ass clip on Instagram of you, very well produced and put together with multicams and the mics and everything.
That's one thing that I love seeing your guys' shit. Everything is just top-notch quality. It's all like,
well, I wish it was top notch. So thank you, but I mean, we're trying our best to. I mean, these very mics, right? Like they get gang banged all over town, right? Like everyone's like, I mean, everybody you know in the hip hop business, including like all these like Flip Out and like you know what I mean, like Checkmate and Concise, like Mocha Only, Jerry the Damager. Like there's a lot of mouths have been on these mics. These three right here, right? So it's not like
disgusting.
yeah, I take these little things off every once in a while. And watch
Okay,
them.
good. I don't even share joints, man. I don't. So who was that guy that was hype man in for Bobby Blaze at Snoop?
That's Snoop. Which one?
He was wearing like a Hawaiian shirt. Like he doesn't.
guy in the background. That
Oh,
was just,
Saber T.
Man,
Your guy was
he's
a
dope,
great
man. He's
fucking
really
hype
good
man.
at
He's
that,
a
man.
great vibe and he's a great host. He's like a natural host. He's born to be on the radio, that guy. He's like, he's got the whole like, well, ladies and gentlemen thing.
No, he's
just
dope,
fucking.
man. I
born
didn't
and bred.
expect that. Like looking at him, like you don't like. I did not expect him to be able to fucking holler like that,
Bro, for real,
dope.
he's a surprising, like, he's a fucking sniper when it comes to freestyle rap, too. He's really
really?
fucking, like, because what I've done, like, I've done, probably 100 shows with that guy, literally. And yeah, I remember one time at the Ada, there was like a completely packed out room, like 150 people in this tiny little sweatbox club, the Ada in Vancouver. And he's DJing all night, and then all of a sudden he busts out a freestyle in the middle of like a cipher portion, and like nobody in the room expected it at all. And then he just kind of crushed everybody
What's his
on
name?
stage. Saber T.
Saber T. I'll keep my eye out
Yeah,
for him.
shout out to Saber T. Another fun fact
Yeah,
about that
shout
dude
out
is
to
actually he was literally the very first person to help me do any fucking thing in Icon. So like
Really?
technically speaking, he's like on the very ground floor of all of this. Like when we first started, and we were by the time we went through the Lee Side era, we did 12 weeks at Lee Side, and then we did like I don't know, maybe like 6 weeks or something like that at the Mountain by the time he came around. And he was the very first person to be like, hey man, I'll do whatever you need. I see you're fucking doing sound, you're filming, you're fucking recording stuff, you're doing post-production, you're doing all this shit. What can I do?
Oh.
And and he came through and he donated his own time. He didn't get paid a dime.
Word.
And he fucking
Shout out to Saber T.
held
Yeah,
down
he's
a
dope.
lot of shows, man. Gave a lot of people their first shows,
Word.
you know.
No, I fuck with that. His energy is like unmatched.
Totally.
Like it's dope, man.
I don't
Shout out
know
to that guy.
anybody that does it like him, that's for sure.
We might have to borrow him for a couple shows. Just saying.
Do it. Hit him up. Yeah, and he's got a great controller too. It's like tech wise, he's really fucking set up well
That's
too.
why,
So.
man. Good for him.
Fuck yeah. I'd love for that, dude.
Like, we almost need a third hype man back to hype our shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. After I saw that guy, man, I was like, we're doing it wrong. We're doing it wrong. This guy is sick.
Yeah, it's great to just have as
What we
many
need
people
is
as
a
you
fucking
can, really.
a DJ like D-Rec that can jump on the mic too, and you know that would really elevate our set.
Absolutely.
Love D-Rec.
So any DJs out there that can also hype man on a mic, hit us up with your resume.
No doubt. Shit, that sounds like Saber 2 to me.
Yeah, for real. He just sounds like he fucking works real hard already, man. I don't want to add more to his plate. Fuck if he's down.
Yeah.
There you go. If you're down, I could just talk to him directly. Excuse me. If you're down, please. Please.
Totally. Yeah.
You're not getting that DM.
Yeah.
So what's next for you guys? What do you got up and coming this year? What's on the docket now, and what are you going into the summertime here?
Well, right now we just launched the Broke Boys tour with our little exclusive Broke Boys EP.
Fuck yeah.
We have done. What have we done? We just we did a little run with Lloyd Banks during part of our.
Fuck yeah. Let's take a stop and talk about that for a second.
Yeah,
Tell me
let's
about
talk
running
about
around
that.
with Lloyd Banks. What was that like?
That was something else. That was quite the experience. We did 4 back-to-back shows with him in 3 days, 2 shows on one day, which makes it the 4 in 3 days. But yeah, that was a good time for sure. Got to what did we do? We got 2 sold-out shows. Victoria and Nanaimo, those were both really dope. Everybody saying we had set of the night, as per usual. Not to be
Hell
that
yeah.
guy, but yeah, we fucking wreck shit. Yeah, it was dope. Got to meet him briefly, chop it up a little bit. He's a busy guy, so didn't get to hang with him too much. But yeah, they were dope. I don't know. You got anything to say about that?
I saw him in the elevator. It made it real weird. I'm really good at that.
That was the first impression. We're up on the 14th floor. He probably wasn't expecting to see us.
Yeah.
And like,
Thanks.
It's hard.
I wouldn't have thought it was that bad if when we got down there, Mo's like, "It's the elevator guys."
Oh, yeah, we
and
met
he
him
goes,
again, too.
"Oh," and I was like, "Oh."
Who said it's the elevator guys?
He did. And then he
shit.
remembered us because I really made it awkward.
It wasn't
Like,
that bad.
I mean, like, it wasn't terrible, but like
We were just literally
I stopped
passing in and
halfway
out.
in the elevator like this, and I'm like, and I think I grabbed his arm. I was like, "I know you."
Yeah, I'm Lloyd Banks.
It's weird running into like a piece of your childhood. You know what I mean?
Totally.
Like you're like, I'm not like you're not going yet. You're not leaving me right now. Like we need to talk about this. But I just gave him a dap because that's I didn't want to bug him, but I did want to be like, we're friends now. You know what I mean? Like sort of like just appreciate his presence.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was real awkward. Really proud
It's
of that one.
weird to know what to do, man. I've been in a few situations just with people you respect. Like I was there with the Souls of Mischief, and like we
dang.
biffed it so fucking hard, dude. We biffed it so fucking hard. We were in the back room. We're sitting with them, chilling on the couch. Everything was fine, and then we just shit the bed so hard.
That's all a learning fucking process.
Yeah, no, it is for sure, and I mean it's tough, and at the end of the day with those guys is like they're all just such normal people for the most part, and I mean I think in hip hop for sure there's some of those like egotistical maniacs here and there, but like for the most part all the people
are
I've
just
met
cool.
have just been chill people that are just doing their job. Like
We're like way at the bottom level of things, and people are still like, "Oh, I'm too scared to come up to you and say hi," or like, "I've been to your last 5 shows and I really want to meet you, but I just don't have the courage to come up and talk to you." I'm like, "I'm just a regular dude. Just
Totally.
talk to me, and we'll grab a pic." And
you're making it weird, like it's not, you know what I mean? Like
I ain't nothing special. I'm just a dude.
yeah,
Dude that can rap a little bit.
yeah.
That's for really it, man. Like I'm like, man, like to know that people listen to me just because I have stuff to say. I'm like, man, like dog, like thanks. Like, it's super duper flattering, man. And like people like scream at us. I'm like, that's really cool, man.
Yeah, people are finally starting to memorize all the lyrics and shit to our songs. We got the crowd yelling at us.
Hell yeah.
It's always good.
Yeah, very exciting stuff.
So I heard you guys got something going on at some private location in Langley coming up soon.
No, that was last weekend actually.
Oh,
We just
fuck.
did that. Yeah, so we had the Lloyd Banks run, did those shows, and then we just had Langley last week, which was really dope. It was private property with like a fucking private lake.
Was
and
it
shit
Reese
in the
Lake?
back.
Something like right there.
No, I don't think so. It was like a man-made lake. I don't know if I mean, it very well could have been. I have no idea what the lake was called, but that was dope. They had barbecue, lake, everyone could swim and shit if you wanted to swim. It was a nice day out. I think that was sold out too. Not that it was a huge thing. It was because of private, so limited capacity. But that was really fun. It was a fun.
It was a little bit awkward because there was also kids, and so like you're screaming like, "Suck my dick!"
Not
to
me.
like all these kids.
Kids don't
No,
do
kids
it,
had their
but
own
you-
little section with a pool.
This
and
portion
stuff on the-
suck my dick, and you
But,
guys don't.
like there's kids like standing there, and I'm like cursing my ass off, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm kind of obnoxious. Like these kids are just standing there, like absorbing this terrible language, and fuck.
Hey man, if the parents want to bring them there, that's
Don't listen to your parents.
I think we probably had some of the better lyrics of the day. I think there was
Hopefully.
people that were worse than us.
For sure.
Man, but like it's like I say some terrible things sometimes, and these kids are just there like, all right, man. But shout out, man. Shout out to the kids growing up with hip hop, man, because you know that's what formed us too, right? Like
Totally.
so.
And look how well we're doing.
Yeah, I'm not out there sucking dick, so like it's obviously not the lyrics, but like I still felt really awkward. Fucking, what's the worst thing I say?
I don't know.
Motherfucker, like, and then looking down and seeing a 3-year-old, like, these motherfuckers.
I don't think it was that bad. I think all the kids were in their own little section, anyways. But yeah.
I almost stepped on a couple.
Anyways, so next week or tomorrow, actually, we're in Kelowna.
Hey,
Yeah, it's the weekend. I forgot about that. So yeah, Kelowna tomorrow, District Nightclub. That'll be dope. And then we also got a little private birthday bash out there the following day. And then what's after that? And we're in Kamloops. We're in Kamloops, Prince George. We're going to the island, Nanaimo, Victoria, back to Vancouver, and then 2 Alberta dates, Edmonton and Calgary. Edmonton is August 2nd. Calgary is August 3rd. If you hear this and happen to be in the area before we do that, come on out. And then that's it. That's a wrap for the tour.
Are you working with a promotional company, or are you doing all this work yourself?
I'm doing everything myself.
Holy shit, you're crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot of work, man. That's a
It
lot
sure
of work.
is.
People definitely underestimate the undertaking that is. That's,
No, everything I do is in all myself. I am the one-man team with this guy, of course. But yeah.
I don't do any of the booking stuff.
No. I
just
am
put
just
that
the one-man
right out
team.
there.
He just raps. I do everything. It's kind of a pain in the ass, but I'm not at a point where I can really pay somebody to fucking manage me or
You got to
whatever.
do it for a long time all by yourself. You got to grin and bear it. Grit and bear it.
Well, then when I do try and bring in people, it just, flaky people that I thought I
Yeah.
could trust that I can't. And it's just like, if I need to get something done properly, I got to do it myself.
For the
Otherwise,
most
it's
part,
just,
that seems to be how it is. And I always find like there's this skit that I saw, like that Mr. Show. Have you ever seen? It's a fucking hilarious
think
show.
so.
It's like the guy from Better Call Saul and
oh, yeah.
David Cross. But the guy's like in a bathroom stall singing, and he's like, no, 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 singing away and stuff. And then like there's like Mr. Big, the rich producer man, is in like the stall over, and he's just like, you're such an amazing singer. Oh my God. Can you just come with me to Hollywood and be a huge, big, giant star? I'll just give you everything. You can be the big, famous singer and rapper, and everyone will love you forever. Like, it's just as easy as just come with me. Like,
Yeah, if only it was
come
that
this
easy.
way, right? You know what I mean? I think the thing is, like, as asinine as that sounds, like, I think a lot of artists are actually, like, out there living with that expectation in their head that, like, someday someone's going to come and they're just going to take you by the hand and they're going to do all the things
I
for
was
you.
that guy for like, the first 6 to
we all got
6 to
bit by
12
that
months of my
mindset.
career when I was like, first starting out 18, 19. I'm like, I'm looking around. I'm like, hey, I'm doper than all these motherfuckers out here. So it's only a matter of time before someone comes along and says, hey, let me fucking sign you or something. And it's like, no, nobody gives a fuck about you. Nobody cares. Nobody's giving you handouts. You got to do it on your own. And if you fucking can't put in the work, then you likely aren't going to get anywhere.
Exactly. And then at the end of the day, too, like beyond one level beyond that, there has to be something like legitimately interesting in your heart that you need to put out into the world.
Yeah.
Because that is like an essential key in all of this that like
if you're just doing it for
can't
the
be
wrong
overlooked.
reasons and you're just in it for the look or the money or whatever the case may be, that's not usually going to work out.
Yeah. I mean, there's outliers in that world too, especially in this like TikTok generation for sure.
And if
but
you got
like,
enough money.
Yeah, that's another thing. If you got money to just spend, then sure, you can drop a bunch of
Fame
money
is
to
for
get your
sale.
shit out there. But
Don't get it twisted. You could buy fame.
Yeah, we saw some weird shit at a few different shows lately, for sure. People.
When you buy fame, that shit only lasts for so long, though. And people can see through that shit. Like, if you're actually at a big level, and if, most of the guys that are buying into that shit, it's like the talent isn't usually there, so it only lasts for so long.
No, not at all. Yeah.
Yeah. No, we're just at a slow, organic climb, but slowly but surely, we're getting solid fans and building, relationships, and it is these smaller shows, the more intimate setting that really gets these fans to be, lifelong fans of you, meeting them, talking to them, and that's something they're going to take home and remember that experience forever, and they love that shit.
Dopest set I saw you guys do was Afro Man.
That was a good one.
That was fucking insane.
Yeah,
That's when I kicked the.
That was fucking good, man. There was so many people there that night that the energy was electric, and everyone was so hungry. And then 3 absolute stinkers went on before you guys, and they were all just the whole crowd was just like, "What the fuck are we doing here?" And you guys came on. They're like, "Okay, all right," and everyone was like, "Yeah!" Like they were so hungry for something dope. And then no, we weren't on that one.
You were on the snack one.
That was the snack one after.
I don't even remember who else was on that Afro Man one, but that was a fucking...
First openers were really bad. I have no problem saying that production company that puts those people on, they book really bad openers regularly.
A lot of these promoters, just especially if they're out of town promoters, they just book they'll just take anyone that's down to put down a deposit on tickets, pretty much. So if you got some money to put down, and it's like, doesn't matter, they don't care if you're good or not, which ultimately ruins a good show, in my opinion. I'm not hating on anybody. Everyone's got to do their own thing, and
this is kind of associated, kind of not. But I'll go on a bit of a rant about what we saw the other night. We saw Snoop Dogg. Just to contextualize for the viewer, a couple of nights ago, Snoop Dogg was here. He did a show at Rogers Arena, and then right after there was a 10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m. or whatever. There was the Snoopadelic after party, and he did his DJ set, and apparently Mercules was going to be there and do something as well. And it was like a meet and greet kind of situation, which is cool, I guess. But
was there a meat and greet situation at the end?
I don't know. I mean, it was really just this. I don't really know what to say. It was what would you guys say it was? It wasn't really a performance. I guess it was just.
I was outside.
Did you see the Snoop Dogg part?
Oh no, I was talking to my girlfriend.
I seen it. I stuck around for a little bit of it, but yeah, we ended up taking off before it was over. I don't know. I guess it was just an after party, and it was this DJ Snoopadelic thing where he DJs and raps some songs. I don't know.
It just seemed strange to me that it was such an opportunity for hip hop to exist and flourish, and it's being kind of squandered. I feel like a guy like Snoop Dogg, no offense, dude, but I don't want to hear you come up onto a stage and play "To the Window, to the Wall." Are you fucking kidding me right now with this shit? You're Snoop Dogg. B-sides and dope ass bangers that can get an entire room of people jumping up and down that none of us have ever heard before. So you should be playing that, and you should be furthering the hip hop experience rather than just fucking doing the most easy, cheapest, whatever the fucking simple thing is to get people up and down. Right? You hold that reputation of being Snoop Dogg. You owe absolutely everything that you have in your life to hip hop culture. You know what I mean?
Dang.
You owe your babies to hip hop culture, bro. And you owe us more than fucking "To the Window, to the Wall," because you're Snoop Dogg, and dope shit that I don't know. Crazy dope shit that I don't know. So give us something fucking awesome, man. Granted, that was a dog shit crowd for a guy like him. He deserves better than that. But at the same time, give us something, bro. Come on.
Is that your whole take? Did you stay for the whole thing?
I stayed for as much as I could stand, but honestly, I had to walk out. I was just like, what the fuck is this, man? This is a guy he's just scooping money. It's whatever. I mean, I don't know who pays the bill for that. I don't know if it's a split thing with his team, or if fucking Enzo does a buyout thing and they just buy his appearance, or they buy his DJ set or whatever the fuck, and then they do whatever they do, or what the deal is there. But
I'm not sure how that's all working. I don't know if it's a Snoop Dogg money grab thing, because you got to think about it. The guy just did $20K at Rogers Arena, 20,000 people or however many, and that shit was packed out. So I don't think it's a money grab, more so just him wanting to show the love and come to an after party. But yeah, I don't know. Can't really speak on any of the other things.
Yeah, I have no opinion on it because I'm thankful to motherfucking Love of Live Entertainment.
Yeah, shout out to Love Alive.
And
Shout out to
buy
Justin.
your Ignite tickets. And shout out to Justin and shout out to Corey. And that was
No,
great.
I'm mad love to those guys too. But I mean, at the same time, it's like, you know, hip hop is a very real thing, and like, if you're just like grabbing people for Instagram numbers or for whatever you think that they're gonna sell, or if you're selling these spots too, like a lot of people don't know that a lot of these slots are for sale, and you just you sign a contract that says I'll be responsible for the dollar value of 30 tickets in exchange for a 15-minute opening set at this show, right? And you sign that contract, and then they don't give a fuck if you sell 30 tickets to 30 people. They just want that money, right? So you put that up, you get your set, and then that's how a lot of those people end up on that stage. And it's a sad state of affairs because there's a lot of beautiful art in this city that could be showcased in these situations. And when you have big, giant, you know, like opportunities like that where Dave East is pulling a ton of people, fucking rights Mo and Desean should be right up front, right fucking before he goes on. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was a great night for me. You guys were there too, were you not?
Bobby was. I was running a cipher across town. It was a Tuesday night, so I was doing the weekly railways at the time. So,
Got you.
But Bobby and Soul and Truth came.
Yeah, I wish I'd known who they were. I don't know anybody. You know what I mean? So like until I see, like, I didn't know you were Ghetto Fab. Like, I'm like, the Icon thing said, send a message to Ghetto Fab. I don't know who the Icon guy is either. I just know all you guys as, you know, like, Icon's like 30 people to me. Like, it's the you guys and fucking Reggae Man. I forgot his name. But I've known him since I've been here.
Josie.
Yeah, that guy. Motherfucking, like, that whole crowd of people. That's Icon to me, man. But anyway, regardless, if I had known who he was, I wish I would have stayed and watched.
Yeah.
He's really entertaining, man.
For sure. Yeah, he's great. You mean Josie?
No.
Bobby.
Bobby, yeah.
Yeah, Bobby, yeah.
And like,
No, I gotta say something though. Not that like Bobby's dope. At that Snoop show, that was probably one of the best sets I've seen him do. Like, as far as energy wise and everything, it was just his set was really on point that night.
Yeah. Well, he practices really, really hard. He puts a lot of the effort in. He takes his shit really seriously, and it shows in his art and his performance, right? So. Yeah. It goes a long way. He works with great producers. Shout out to Curb and
shout out to Curb.
Yeah. Everybody knows that badass motherfucker. One of the best mixers in town, especially when you hear this shit on big systems.
And bro, he's literally been doing it. Like, the mixing shit is like new to him. He hasn't even been doing it for that long, and he just fucking surpassed so many people that I know.
Well, I think he came from EDM, so he's really used to like really fucking
Did he come from
pushing
EDM?
the fuck out of like 808s and shit like that. You know what I mean? So
I don't think he's ever told me he came from EDM before. If he did, I don't know. I know he's been doing the hip hop shit for a while.
Yeah.
I met Kurt back in I didn't meet him, but started working with him online back in 2019, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It was actually through Crucifix. Crucifix got me on a song that Curb produced.
Shout out Crucifix.
Us and Young Stitch. Heavyweights was a dope track.
One of the most underrated. Crucifix is so dope. You know him?
No, I don't.
You don't know Crucifix?
No, I get excited every time people make that face though, because I love meeting new people in this world.
He
seems like he would vibe very. He was good friends with Bobby. I know. I know he had a kid and stuff. He hasn't.
What's his name?
Doing music.
Crucifix. Oh, yeah, Kian, whatever.
Kian, yeah.
But Crucifix is spelled with a K, and I think it's spelled crew.
It's spelled all wrong.
Yeah,
yeah, I hear you.
And there's a 3 in there, and if you can figure it out. He's like, to me, he's really, really dope, man. He would fit in great with you guys. He's so hip hop, man.
Hell yeah. And he's in Vancouver.
Yeah, he's just doing that dad thing right now, taking care of the kids.
Yeah, that'll happen. That's one of the great things about the Cypher, too, is we got a lot of dudes that were, like, big into it in the 90s or 2000s, right? And that now they're dads or whatever, and they're chilling, but they still like to come out on Friday, and they get the opportunity to murder it in front of 150 people and not have to, like, live the life that comes with, like, do all the shit that you guys have to do to be able to murder it in front of fucking hundreds of people.
Something going on tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow's Friday, yeah.
I know, we were going to come down. He's like, oh, we're down, let's go. And we're like, oh, yeah, fuck. Kelowna.
Kelowna, fuck. Yeah. Never works out. But
yeah, it's like, I want to come to a Cypher so bad.
Well, we'd love to feature you guys sometime. I think it would be really dope. Like, one of the things that we've tried to do, there's this outfit in Santiago, Chile called Casa Parlante, and it's like Spanish for speaker box, and they do like it's like a house, it's a studio, it's like a I don't know, 10th floor apartment or something. It's covered in graffiti. All the walls completely, like the roof, everything's covered in graffiti. And they'll have like a DJ in the corner, and then they'll bring the artists in that are being featured and do basically exactly what we do with the Cypher, more or less, where they're just like in the pit, in the crowd with the wireless, walking around, and everyone's grabbing at them and shit, because they've done so well to this point now where they're getting massive artists, like huge Latino hip-hop stars that are dope. And they're getting sponsored by Sprite and Takis and all like the biggest shit and stuff. Like, so they're really absolutely crushing it right now. They're in the millions of followers and subscribers and shit like that. And like every drop that they do, every single video, they'll drop a session basically of like, I'm gonna do Mo and Desean, be like, hey, do your 3 most hypest, dopest tracks that you want to do in front of 3 like these people, and then record that whole thing, and then put out like a 10 or 12 minute video of your Casa Parlante set, and then those videos do like a minimum 100,000, maximum I've seen like 15 million. I think on like their biggest, and like the averages are like 4 or 5 million.
That's sick.
Yeah, they do fantastic, and it's starting to. I've seen now some of these like Latino American artists have gone down there. Like the Beat Nuts did a set for them, and and it's definitely starting to branch out into more like North American kind of models. So that's something that's inspired us a lot, actually. Like we were like well into doing what we do already, and then by the time that somebody showed me, Test Musique from the Vancouver Latin Freestyle showed me Casa Parlante, and I was like, holy shit, that's what we do, just way better and way more well organized. So
that's dope.
That's dope.
That's inspiring though, ain't it?
Well, I'm sure they didn't start there, right? So.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, for sure. They probably started with cell phones in the fucking park like everybody else
did. Backpack Cyphers and too.
Yeah.
They fucking, they started off with just local cats, and then eventually they're featuring some of the biggest fucking underground rappers that you can think of.
Totally. You make it dope, and I mean the cool thing about like the Casa Parlante or the Icon stuff is that like it really is in every single way the real thing. Because like think about what you guys did at Afro Man, right? Like that was 10 times better than any music video I've ever seen. You know what I mean? Like properly record that.
Yeah.
Properly record everything that you guys set into those microphones and get 5-6 angles on the shit and some slow mo 120
and some experience than watching or listening to like the actual.
We'll treat it like a filmmaking opportunity, right? And like make this cool piece. And some of the best shit I've ever seen in like all recorded music history is like Pink Floyd live at Pompeii is one of the craziest pieces of music that's ever been fucking released. And like
live shows are dope to watch, man. Like,
yeah,
I feel like not enough people really appreciate watching a live show, even like on the computer or whatever you're watching it on. Like they're dope, man. So entertaining, way better than a video.
And further to that point, people definitely don't appreciate the art that goes into producing that kind of stuff. That because like the example I gave of Pink Floyd's Live at Pompeii is like that's an absolute masterpiece of filmmaking. Like those guys, like they had full blown like tracks and big giant cameras, and this is like I think 1971 or something.
Yeah,
so
huge production. I haven't seen it. I'm not familiar.
So fucking worth your time, dude.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, but I mean. Yeah, it's just it's really cool to be able to like capture a moment in time that like encompasses all these different elements of the arts, right? Because there's filmmaking and there's photography and there's rapping and there's beat making and sampling, and even I think digging for records is its own art form just by itself.
Knowing what to pick and whatnot.
Exactly. Everybody knows.
Accidental samples are my favorite. Like I don't produce, but like. People tell me the story, man, I was just like fucking listening and I was like, man, this word, man, just fucking pitch it up and this and that. I'm like, that's dope. Like I love
it'll tickle your ear in something different than, you know what I mean? Like no one will hear it the same way. You hear that sample, so oh fuck.
I was big into sampling when I didn't really get into producing that much, but like when I first started rapping, I was fucking around with the beat making and shit too, and sampling was definitely the route that I would take for every beat I made.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love it. It's fun, especially today now with all the technology that exists. You don't even really need an MPC anymore. I think MPCs are completely outdated at this point. And like, you get Serato sample and a $15 MIDI pad from Craigslist, and off you go. You got your MPC right there.
Yeah, technology has definitely made things a little bit different.
Yeah, different in a hell of a way. How do you guys feel about that? I think it's interesting. It's like sometimes like I'm so thankful for technology putting the putting the equipment like interfaces and condenser microphones in like an accessible place for everybody. But then at the same time, you just like hear some of the whack shit that comes out, and people are like, "Listen to my new song. I just recorded it in my studio."
Yeah, that's the thing. Someone can make a great song with a shitty studio setup, and then someone can make a horrible song with a fucking $20,000 setup. It's like, yeah, you still got to know what you're doing.
I guess that's never gonna go away, is it?
I think it's great that everybody has access to it, though.
Yeah,
because like everybody was garbage. You know what I mean? And so everybody has to start at the garbage.
Oh man, I was a fucking legend. The first bar I ever wrote.
It was a hit. I remember that. It was Michael Jackson. I think he wrote it for. But like,
it was "Hi, my name is."
Oh, right. No, but like everybody has to be garbage first, and like, so like, and like the way people always ask me, "Oh, how do you feel about people singing on the records?" I love it, man, because like it's the natural progression, and rap.
But if you're still garbage after like years of being garbage, you should probably just not.
Nah, never stop, man. Just keep doing your thing.
Nah.
I think it's so important to be able to say what you need to say, how you need to say it.
Yeah.
Cause like.
Sure, just keep it to yourself and don't get on stage. Don't buy your way on.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm with, man. Because it's like there's two factions of it, right? Like I always say it like this too. Like there's like my dad likes to go to the Sunday blues jam at the Dudney pub, right? And there's like
sounds dope.
It's dope as fuck. You're right. It's totally dope, and it's like all these like cool old guys that like they never made it in a band, but like they're happy as fuck to show up with their Stratocaster and play their blues stuff on Sunday, and that's super dope. They have their community there. They have old Barb everyone's trying to bang and. Fucking, you know what I mean? It's like it's the whole little thing, and it's dope. And there's the characters, and I see a lot of the cipher in that, right?
Yeah.
Word.
But then it's like that's one direction that you can go with this, and you can accept that you're the Sunday Blues Jam guy, and that's a great place to be, and you can enjoy the culture and be a part of it in a big way. But it's not the same as like the guy who's climbing to the tops of the mountains, right? Because you know. Then there's people like you guys that are trying to go somewhere. You have a clear vision of where you want to get to and what you want to do in this industry, right? And you're trying to.
I mean, we're still figuring out as we go, but yeah.
Naturally, things will shift and ebb and flow, and I mean, it's almost kind of like a dream sometimes, where you're like,
yeah.
Just like the scenes just oh shit.
That's things are constantly changing too, so it's like you might just the scene and things in general are just changing all the time. So what might have worked a year or two ago might not be the same strategy for today.
Totally.
Just got to learn and figure shit out as we go.
Yeah.
And we're not like this thing. We don't have people just dropping gems on us or giving us the know-how to do things. It's like I kind of just got to take a risk and just do it and just hope that it pans out. And usually it does. I mean, even with all my shows starting, like when I was throwing my own first shows and shit, people were like, "Oh, don't do that. That's not going to work out. Like you're just going to lose money, blah, blah, blah." And it's like, okay, well, if I don't take the risk, then I'm just not going to do anything anyways. So it's like, I might as well fucking take the risk and just try. And usually when I put my mind to something and take these risks, usually it pans out. I've obviously taken some losses here and there, but it's still a learning lesson as I go, and it's what not to do. So it's still part of the game.
Where do you guys think the future of Vancouver hip hop is going when you compare it to cities like Toronto, Los Angeles, New York, Chicago, shit like that? Like, do you see Western Canada ever holding a place in the cultural lexicon?
I don't know what that last word is, but I think that every I don't think it's fair to say, like, I don't know how to say this without saying like it sounds like I'm trying to debate it. But like I don't think it's fair to say will Vancouver hip hop last in the grand scheme of whatever that fancy word was, because every region offers something different. You know what I'm saying? So you get different kind of raps from BC. And you get different kind of raps from Toronto. So I think that as hip hop grows as a whole, both cities will progress at the same rate and just sort of have their own side of things.
It's just different. It's hard to compare, apples to oranges. I feel like Toronto is more trying to make the mainstream sound of things. Not to say that we don't have guys in Vancouver doing that too, but I guess just from where we are and my perspective on things, it's like BC has that more underground raw shit where they're not necessarily trying to make mainstream sounding music, if that makes sense.
But also different experiences, like within, you know, and like different environments people have grown up in. It shapes that, and like there's more of a different environment as you go further east than there is here. You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
Like, and like different cultures, like there's a different concentration of different cultures, so they all have different stories to tell. And so yeah, that's where I stand on that. Period. But like, so
it's interesting. Sometimes I think that like it's almost necessary to have like a monument to get behind for a city to really take its place in like the overall story of hip hop, because I feel like guys like say like the real pioneers of the art form, like Cool G Rap and like I don't know, just like the original New York guys, right? Like they're not looking at Vancouver as like, oh, that's where the shit came from, or they're not like thinking about like, you know what I mean? Like we got legends in this place for sure, like no doubt. Like don't get me wrong, like there's people that have been holding it down all the way from Ease and Quays up to fucking, you know, Swollen Members and Mercules and Snack and all that shit, right? But like, I don't know what my point is, but I guess like everybody seems to need somebody to like get behind, and I just don't think Vancouver's ever really had its chance. Like Toronto's got its Drake, and like Chicago's got its Kanye, and LA's got its fucking NWA and Kendrick and shit, and New York's got everyone, right? And it's just like it's there's Outkast in the South, right? Like there's always like something to like really like band around and be like, that's the fucking thing here, and in ATL it sounds like the Dungeon Family.
Well, for a while it was like, Swollen and Battle X. Like they did hold that for sure. And then, you know, SDK came up, they did their thing, and they had, but it's, you know, it's not on that, like I said, the mainstream level of like, you know, nationwide or worldwide, like, and
within certain elements and microcosms like of that scene too, though it's crazy that they blew up so hard though too, because like SDK in the graffiti scene worldwide is like a massive force.
Huge, yeah,
you know what I mean?
That's how I found out about them, like I said to you earlier off camera, absolutely. That I was into the graffiti and shit before the music. I was just a fan of the SDK and the graffiti shit because I just thought that was dope, and then they brought the rappers in and started doing their shit, and that kind of took over. But yeah, it was dope to see how they did things and where it took them.
Yeah, no doubt. Craig was saying last week, I mean, he said he wasn't sure, but he thinks that they might have been the very first people that were doing graffiti on YouTube.
Who, SDK?
Yeah.
That's dope.
Because if you think about it, that was like 14 years ago.
I know
like, who the hell was doing that?
No, I know Capital Q was definitely posting the first year that YouTube came up, like 2006. They were posting. I don't know if it's the first one. I know there was graffiti DVDs, which I think they're a part of doing that too.
Oh my
they
God,
had their DVDs and shit.
Snorting some Surrey Coke off of SDK.
A lot of their footage was from the DVDs that they made. I could be wrong, but it's definitely a possibility that they were the first ones on YouTube.
I keep hitting this thing.
That's fine, dude. Don't worry about it. I mean, move it if it's annoying you, but
it's because you're ugly.
Yeah, this whole.
I should show you actually on camera after I made a AI DJ is ugly song, and it's fucking beautiful.
No way. Yeah, Truth's been fucking with me and Soul like a lot. He's been making a lot of like homoerotic stuff about him and I like finding each other's bodies on camping trips and shit, and then like giving into our curiosities and shit. It's fun. Yeah. And then we made a cipher promotion that was like we never ended up putting it out. I'll show it to you. It's funny as fuck. It's like a country song.
Where did you catch? Well, my song Binance Money. Are you familiar with that one?
No.
The song that did you catch our set at the Snoop show?
Yes.
The last song that I performed there. So that's always a big hype song that we do at the end.
I got pictures of you guys actually.
So
on the A7.
I ended up doing a 1950s doo-wop remix of the Binance Money song, and it fucking turned out awesome. I actually threw it on YouTube and shit.
Eh?
Yeah, I performed that at
so you can feed it. You can feed the AI like an MP3 file.
No, you can't give it the file. You just have to put in the lyrics and then type in the style of music you want it to make.
Okay, I see.
So yeah,
so it's a text prompt. Yeah.
Oh,
cool.
Yeah, it's pretty dope. But yeah, then I did a 1950s doo-wop version of DJ is Ugly, and it's a fucking masterpiece.
Love it.
It's terrible.
Yeah.
Nobody even liked it.
I'm just waiting. I got to get some really ugly photos of video compilation to put it together and put it at the background.
Catch me sleeping.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
No, sir. Nobody will ever see that ever in the history of life ever.
It's happening.
Nope.
It's gonna initiate our everyone. All the battle rap leagues keep asking us to battle and shit. Oh,
Really? That would be unreal, man. Fuck, I'd love to put that
I
on.
said we need a good bag for that one, though. I don't know.
Yeah, you gotta pay me to hate him.
Yeah, no doubt. Well, only the winner gets
Maybe do it.
paid.
Maybe funny little compilation battle or compilation fucking compliment battle is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Yeah, those always just end up being underhanded disses, but
Yeah, but I think
Do
for
they?
us it could be pretty
Man,
funny.
that's so unfortunate, man. Because I'm like, man, I would totally do one of those.
The only good
I'm like, man,
compliment
that could be
battles
so
that ever came out
nice.
are from Pat's Day. I'll say that right now. All the other ones are like,
yeah.
Pat's Day was great at doing that shit though.
I enjoy a compliment battle,
Yeah.
but I've only watched like the local ones, like the homies who are actually homies do it, so they're actually being nice to them, like fucking creative in that.
You guys ever go set the bar or anything?
I used to go to when it was smoked out.
Oh, okay, word.
Well, that's two different things. I went to one of them for the first time actually a few weeks ago. It was really dope. I was quite impressed. Good vibes, good people. It was
Bullies?
fun. Yeah.
Like Bully Studio? Shout
Yeah.
out to Bully Studio in New West. They fucking rule.
I don't normally make it out to events that I'm not actually involved in, just because I'm a single dad and stuff. So if I'm not involved in it, I'm usually at home with the kid.
How old's your kid?
She's 10.
Oh, you have a 10-year-old daughter.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Breeze.
Hell yeah.
Yes.
Dope, dude. Yeah. She like music?
Yep. Yeah, she raps too.
She raps?
Yeah.
No shit.
Yeah.
That's dope.
I just want to say that Mo's not a typical rap dad. He's a good dad. He's a great dad. He makes me proud.
Why are other rap dads not good dads or what?
But I just figure that people assume that rap dads are not good dads.
A lot of them yell.
Fuck them all.
A lot of them yell.
Yeah.
I think every dad yells.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just in our DNA.
I just whisper at my kid, go clean your room.
I don't have kids, but I yell at my dog.
Wow, you're a piece of shit.
Why are you in my seat? Every time I get up, though, every single time I get up, she climbs in my goddamn seat. My girlfriend says it's because she loves you. Like, I get it, bro. But, like, I made it warm for me.
I should have rolled up a joint.
Help yourself?
Oh, yeah. You want some?
Ah, sure.
It's extra strong. There's diamonds in there.
Extra strength.
Yeah, there is a lot of diamonds in this
Doesn't it
one.
slow it right down, though, too, eh? It slows the doobie right down. It burns for fucking ever, man.
It is this is a good blunt. I appreciate it.
I think it's drugs, you know? I was just talking about this with my friend the other day. I was thinking, like, you know, if you, like, chew on coca leaves, that's not drugs. But if you
Not
smoke
yet.
crack, that's drugs. You know what I mean? So, like, if you're just, like, smoking, like, some leaves of weed, like, that's not drugs at all. Like, whatever. But, like, if you're smoking diamonds,
That's
you're on drugs, bro. You're doing drugs. You're
Fuck
smoking
drink
drugs.
champs. We're on drug champs right
You're
now.
definitely smoking drugs.
drug jabs.
Yeah. I gave some to another friend of mine. She's like, I'm a mother. I can't drive down the road with a bag of these rocks on me. Are you fucking serious? Like,
Some of that shit looks bad. Some of that shit actually looks like meth. Not that shit that you have. It like I've seen some where it's like I'm like, are you sure that's not meth? Like
yeah. Yeah.
craziness.
Diamonds, people. We're talking about diamonds. BHO. I don't know. What does
that what
that
it's
stand for?
called?
What does BHO stand for? It's something.
Baho.
Baho. It's Baho.
You my baho, the bahomies.
That's what they keep calling it. They'll be like, "Oh, is that BHO? That's good shit."
That's not
They're
good
like,
BHO,
yeah, that's
It's that bitchin' hot oil.
BHO. Oh,
Bitchin' hot oil.
Nobody calls it oil these
extra
days anymore,
over.
though.
Awesome.
Oil. Speaking of oil, you want to hear a story?
I'd love to hear a story.
I fucking blew up making oil.
You blew up making oil? I know.
Yeah.
A guy blew up making oil.
When I was
I know it
16,
too.
fucking me and three of my homies were in this little ass room that's probably less than half the size of this. It was like one of those, what do you call it, like a trailer house, trailer home. And yeah, we're in this fucking little tiny room, just barely enough room to go in. Homie had like a bunk bed in his room. There's enough room to walk in, sit on the bunk bed. He's got like a dresser and a TV. Anyways, it's all very small. And we're in there with the door closed. Meanwhile, this guy, he knew what he was doing. Like, he would make oil and shit all the time at his house. So it was just like, just an everyday thing for him. So he wasn't thinking like, it's going to be an issue doing it in the bedroom. But we had different people with us. And one of these guys that we were with so I don't know if you know the process of making
quite well,
making dabs and shit.
Yeah.
So back
I've
in the
read
day,
about it.
back in the day before we had like, you know, diamonds and shatter and all that shit, before we called it dabs, it was just oil, right? So
Gatorade bottle, coffee filter, elastic band, Ronson's lighter fluid.
We had the 2 liter. We got the 2 liter Sprite, 2 liter Sprite bottle. Packed that bitch full of shake, and we finished spraying four big cans of butane in it. So, buddy's holding.
Did you get the shit from fucking TNT?
What's that?
The butane
I don't
TNT
know
market. The 4-pack.
Yeah.
That shit's tainted, and it came out with the fucking worst shit. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Okay, so we just finished spraying 4 cans in this thing, and so we're kind of like this. So say this is the bunk bed, this table right here. Homie's in the middle holding the bowl, and we just started cooking it down in the pot of water. So he's holding a bowl that's like this big, and it's full of just liquid butane. He's got another homie right here on the left, and I'm sitting up here on the bunk bed. Kid on the right just decides to flick a lighter in his hand after we fucking just sprayed everything. Just flicks it in his hand for no fucking reason. Literally, the house fucking exploded. Like, the roof blew off the roof. I blew backwards.
The roof blew off?
Yeah, it wasn't like the whole roof wasn't gone, but it was like it lifted and landed back, not properly and shit. The wall blew out to the right, so homie that lit it blew into the wall fucking knocked down beside him. Homie's dad was in the next room. He was like 400 pounds, so he's a bigger dude, and the wall collapsed, broke the door. Fucking he's trapped in the
So we're talking about like a perfect air fuel mixture that created like a legitimate combustion that actually removed the ceiling's material from the walls and went, so let me just reenact this real quick. It's like, that was the roof?
Yeah, literally. So roof went up, homies through the wall. So now buddy's dad is locked in the room next door. Other homie that was on the left blew forward, took the doors right off the hinges, fucking blew off the hinges. I was sitting on the top bunk. I'm like, boom, went backwards, out the window, fucking, I'm outside now. I hear homie's dad in the room yelling for him, Tom, and it's like fucking, also.
Fucking D-Day.
Like,
Tom Hanks pulling through body parts and shit. That's fucked
crazy.
up.
I'm outside, fucking, I'm like in shock. Don't even know what's going on. I'm like walking up. I hear it screaming inside. The buddy that lit the lighter comes running outside like a fucking cartoon character. It burns. Hands in the air running. And then he looks at me. He's like, your fucking face. I was like, oh, great. I look there's a car outside. I look in the car mirror and my face is just all bloodied and mangled. I remember like my lips were like hanging off, like the lip skin. I just like pulled the lips off, like discard my lips. Fucking had to run back inside. There's a fire in the house, so we're trying to put out the fire, grabbing fucking water from the toilet and shit, trying to put out the fire. Got one of the guys jumping on the wall, trying to break down finish collapsing the wall down so we can get homie's dad out of the room and shit. Everywhere that we had exposed skin was all 2nd and 3rd degree burns. So like you can see right here, see this strip right here? That was where it's not burned. You can see like this is fucking 12 years ago now, so I've actually healed up quite well, but this was all burned. My face was all burned, fucking everywhere. I'll show you some pictures. I literally looked like Freddy Krueger's son. Like it was pretty fucking brutal. And yeah, it was the day before 420. We were making oil to go disperse at 420. A couple of 16-year-old kids. Yeah, so we ended up in the hospital for a few weeks. Actually, one of our homies went to the house and fucking grabbed the oil and ended up cooking it down and saved it for us when we got out. We all smoked it together afterwards.
Props to that guy.
Yeah.
Probably learned a very serious lesson about ventilation.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy. Cops were like trying to fucking interrogate me while I was in the hospital and shit. They ended up chalking it. They ended up chalking it up. It was in the newspaper for fucking couple weeks. BC province or whatever province BC.
Probably just wanted to make sure it wasn't like
Oh no, they said it was the headlining title was leaking propane tank, lit cigarette, severely burning youths.
What?
And
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Bullshit.
so we said that it was like a leaking propane tank and someone lit a cigarette. But then, like I said, this guy used to make lots of oil, so his fucking backyard was littered with empty butane cans. And in the write-up, it says, we found lots of empty butane cans around the site and we'll be investigating and blah, blah, blah. But nothing ever came of that.
Well, yeah, 16 years or 12 years ago, weed was illegal.
Oh, yeah, it was legal. Here, you want to... I'll pull out the picture. I'll show
That's
you.
insane. Yeah, you got to send that to me and I'll put it in. Holy
So this was like
shit.
2 weeks after it already happened.
Holy shit.
And
You
it already
got
healed up and
properly
shit.
blown up.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, my God. You got blown up. Fully blown up.
Yeah.
Send him those pictures.
you were wearing
you
a
can
hat?
put 'em on
Yeah,
the
I was
thing.
wearing a backwards hat.
What kind of hat? Like a 5950?
Yeah, probably.
Looks like a fitted. Cause yeah, it wasn't a snapback. Obviously,
No, it wasn't
was
a snap-
fucking
no.
pork pie hat. That was a fucking.
Wasn't a snapback. Had to cut the hair off my hat because it was all
Holy
singed to my fucking hat and shit. Yeah.
I can't believe you went through that. That's like the most painful shit ever. Literally.
It literally was. It
Yeah.
was literally the most painful thing
Well, I mean, I
I've
think
ever gone
burns
through.
are like well known as being like the shittiest thing.
It was not fun. And then after getting out of the hospital, so they had me hooked up to an IV the whole time where I could just press a button. This actually is not what caused my drug addiction. I had already been dabbling with shit, but it's what really elevated me to doing oxys and stuff like that, just to fucking help with the pain. But yeah, they had me on, morphine. And every 5 minutes I could fucking push the button. So I'm just getting wrecked in there.
That's dope.
Pushing this shit for 2 weeks. And then finally they didn't want me to leave the hospital, but I was so sick of being in there. Oh, and the worst part too, they fucking put a catheter in. And I'm like, why the fuck do I need to? They're like, no, you have to have a catheter. So that was fucking awesome.
No doubt.
Yeah. And it was like they wanted to so they had
For the
some-
life of me, I can't. Sorry to interrupt, but I can't for the life of me understand why they have to put a thing inside your wiener to deal with your pee.
bro.
Like, there's got to be. I mean, it's 2020
My dick wasn't
fucking
burned.
four. We can
my
put a
dick wasn't
fucking
burned. I was
person
like,
on the moon. Like,
they're like, no, we have to do it. And so this girl's doing it. They put my dick through this fucking little they had like a triangle fucking paper towel thing, put it around my dick, and then oh, grab her. There's 3 nurses there, chicks. I guess there's some new nurse. They're like, oh, they're teaching her how to do it on the spot. So this is how you do it. Just grab the shaft and fucking shove it in there. I'm like, oh, sweet.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Oh, and I got a cool story too. Let me tell you guys this. So 2 weeks in, when they're going to take it out, I'm ready to just take this thing out myself, right? And I'm fucking slowly pulling on it, and they're like, "Oh, don't do that." They're like, "Do not do that." Fucking, there's a thing on the, there's a ball in there full of liquid, I guess, on the inside. They have
Why?
they have to suck. They have to put a thing in on the side, an extra little side tube, and fucking pull the liquid out, and then pull it out. And then she tells me about this old man that was just in there who fucking ripped his dick inside out.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
I'm good.
fuck all that.
Yeah.
Fuck all of that.
Yeah.
Fuck
That's 2
every
things
bit
you
of
gotta
that.
Cut now.
Fuck every bit of that. Dude, does that not make any sense to me?
Man, I can't even think about. I can't even think about it. That's a lot to ask.
There's got to be another way to deal with pee. In 2024, fuck you, there's another way to deal with pee.
Yeah.
You're not putting that thing in me. Someone in the
I could
medical
see if
science,
you
I think
can't
we have a lot of
stand,
people
if I
that
couldn't
develop
stand or
medical
something, but
technology will watch
I
our
could
shit.
stand.
So.
I don't know what they thought.
That's a lot. That's a lot. That's a lot.
Yeah.
I have no words for it except for that's a lot. I'm really sorry I had to go through that.
Me too, man.
I could tell you another
Like the
savage story
catheter
from in the
thing
hospital too,
specifically.
but this one's just even more gross.
Yeah, no,
I'll
I'm good.
just say
I'm good on wiener stuff.
It's not wiener stuff.
Okay,
but
well,
butt
tell
stuff?
us. Let's go.
no, you don't want to know.
Is it poo?
It comes from the poo hole, but
Oh no.
What else comes
all
from
right.
the poo hole? It's
Okay,
not poo.
you guys fucking asked for it.
No,
I'm not asking for it.
No,
I
you said
I
you
don't
just
wanna
said
ask for
it.
it.
kind of
No.
did. I'm
No, I don't- I don't-
This was my bad.
I won't say it then.
No. Oh, I'm still getting over the inside out wiener.
Yeah,
That is
bro,
a
that's
lot.
a hell of a. Oh,
What,
I just pictured the inside out wiener.
yeah, dude, no.
Ouch, man.
Yeah. Bro? I could not even imagine. I don't even know what the outcome of that would be.
An inside out wiener. That's you just got an
You
inside out
break
wiener
the
now.
bottom part of the inside of the urethra and then pull it out like
That's
a
a
little
lot.
blooming flower.
That's a lot. That's a lot. Nope.
Yeah.
That is.
I'm gonna say I won't tell you guys the other one. It's pretty nice.
Well, this has been great, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, that's the Icon Hip Hop Podcast. Got Mo Dirt. Check him out on Instagram.
Inside out wieners.
Inside out wieners, everybody. The other guys have been talking about porn with almost everybody. I don't know why, but it just ends up happening.
Well, now you got some wieners, and
Now we got some inside out wiener
horror story
content,
for
which is definitely,
Hopefully that story blows up. You can take one of those pictures and use that as the cover.
Oh yeah, fucking clickbait the fuck out of that. Yeah. Mo Dirt done got blowed up. Holy shit. Yes.
Yeah.
My God, I'm honestly from the bottom of my heart really fucking sorry you had to go through that, man. That's an insane fucking thing. But I mean, I'm like,
I felt bad for our parents, man. Our parents having to show up at the hospital. I remember my
yeah, they're
getting the
fucking
call and shit,
terrified.
like,
They got the
not
phone
knowing-
call that their kid got blown up. That
Exploded,
fucking is the
like-
worst phone call ever. Not the worst one ever. Actually, probably was up there.
Okay, so we're two times lucky we didn't die from this because For one, okay, so this is like a ghetto little fucking trailer shack, right? There was a gas line that went through homie's room that he used to hang his fucking clothes on. So thankfully that didn't explode, or we would have been fucked. The other thing, thank fuck this was a piece of shit house, because if it wasn't, and it was actually, the foundation was solid and everything didn't explode, our lungs would have imploded and we would have died. So we're fucking thank fuck everything blew up. The other crazy thing was
the pressure had a place to go. Instead of fucking creating a hefty vacuum pressure, which would have fucked you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The other crazy thing was fucking, all we heard was a whoosh. Everybody else heard a fucking huge explosion from fucking hella far away. They got like tons of calls saying we just heard a huge explosion. But
really?
we were in the middle of it, so all we heard was like a
I'm not like that sorry that you went through that, because that's dope, bro. Like,
yeah.
Well, it's a formative experience that'll change your life forever and ever and ever. That's a massive experience. Yeah, for sure.
To say the least.
That's fucking cool, man.
Yeah.
Like, you got blown up.
It's one of those primal things that like happens to somebody, like getting that fucked up, that injured, right? Like I think there's like only a few experiences in your entire life that are ever going to be like that impactful.
A dude that lit the lighter, he was in the room the longest and was freaking out and hyperventilating. He breathed in so much fumes.
Oh, yeah.
Fucking his face started, his eyes were like swelling shut and shit, and he had to get airlifted to the hospital.
Dang. I'm more sorry he went through it. You got a cool ass story out of it.
He lit the lighter, so
you got blown out the window. And you lived. Look at you. You're alive. That's so cool.
So for years, anytime I was in heat or fucking cold weather, my skin would just turn purple. Everywhere that I had burns would just turn purple.
That's dope.
And back in those days, it used to be a lot hotter in April than it is now. It was like fucking like 38 degrees that day, so we're just roasting outside.
Oh my god.
But they told us, like, it's right before summertime and shit for us, and we're ready to go hit the lakes and shit. They told us we can't go in direct sunlight for at least a year. And the kid that lit the lighter decided that he's going to go out in the first week of being out. And
who the fuck is this kid?
A dumbass. That's all I'm going to say. Anyways, yeah, he ended up getting like raccoon eyes and shit. His skin got all pigmented. His hands got all like brown blotches and stuff all over them. His face ended up going back to normal after a couple of years, but he still got brown splotches all over his skin and shit. I mean, maybe it went away. I don't know. I haven't seen the guy in years, but... yeah, good times.
Wow.
Good times.
That's
quite the
absolutely
experience.
incredible.
Yeah, I wish that I stayed in the hospital longer too. Like I was so sick of being in there after a few weeks. I'm like, just let me go home. But
super understandable.
Sent me home and fucking not
You're
having
16?
Yeah, not having that morphine there. I was in so much fucking pain every day, waking up, and just the worst part of it was going to sleep and all the skin drying, and then fucking having to re-crack it all. And the other guys, they actually have way worse burns than me. We ended up in different hospitals. I went to the Abbotsford hospital. This happened in Abbotsford. They ended up going to Vancouver, and I ended up in the Abbotsford burn unit. I don't know why they split us up. But my treatment was just so much better than theirs. Every day, they'd fucking come in and scrape my arms, like scrape all the fucking skin off, and it fucking excruciating pain every day. Come scrape it off, wipe it down. But because of that, my the scars are way less visible than the other guys.
Yeah. There was no grafts?
No, we had to sign shit saying for grafts. Like Casey around.
So you didn't have any grafts?
No, this is the only third degree burns I got, where it followed along my veins for some reason. Like those were third degree, and then everywhere else was second degree. Whoa. Thankfully, the only one that got really bad third degree was the homie that lives there, Tom. Rest in peace, Tom. Rest in peace, his dad. Didn't die from that, but yeah, he got it bad on his stomach. But thankfully, none of us ended up having to get grafts. Just got lucky. Fuck. They made us sign shit because they thought they were gonna get grafts, but they're like, no.
You got blown up, like for
it would have sucked because then I would have had to tell the story. People would have known I had butt skin on my face. They would have taken it from my ass.
That's pretty funny. Yeah.